As part of putting together our research study, we looked at samples of students writing from their baseline assessments and how they progressed. And there were several students that literally could not put together one cohesive sentence. And at the end of 8 weeks, they were writing full paragraphs that made sense, that were well written. And just seeing this concrete change is so empowering, especially for a skill that so many students struggle with, particularly divergent students who really have such difficulty getting their thoughts on paper. So it's really just heartwarming to see the growth in students writing from using this program.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Gilda Evans, bringing you the Autism Resource Podcast. This podcast and the ARP website are your one-stop knowledge and resource base for autism and much more. I'm pleased to have Dr. Emily Levy and her daughter Sophie Gutter join me as my guests today. Dr. Levy is the founder and director of EBL Coaching, a specialized tutoring program that offers individualized one-on-one home, virtual, and on-site instruction using research-based multisensory techniques. She is the co-creator of the Writing Mastery software program that helps students develop stronger writing skills using a systematic approach to instruction and direct feedback. Sophie Gutter is a 9th grade student who is incredibly passionate about helping neurodivergent students thrive. She is the co-creator of the Writing Mastery software program and is excited to help students improve their writing skills. Welcome, Emily and Sophie, and thank you so much for taking time to join me and talk about the work you do today.
Thank you so much for having us. We're really excited to be here today.
To get us going, can you please tell me about the Writing Mastery software program? What is it exactly?
Sure, I'll start and then Sophie can chime in. The Writing Mastery software program is really an amazing, revolutionary program that teaches students how to develop stronger writing skills. Specifically, it's a systematic approach that teaches students how to write a well-structured sentence, simple paragraph, extended paragraph, and 5-paragraph essay. And then we have programming built in to give students direct scoring and direct feedback on how they did so that they can really learn about what they did well and areas that they need to improve upon, which is really something that doesn't exist right now and something we're really excited about.
So what age are we talking about here? What is the program geared for in terms of grade level or age level?
Many students of a variety of ages and grade levels can work with the program. It's usually recommended for students between 1st grade and 12th grade, depending on their level.
Okay. And what made you both want to create this program? What was the genesis of it, and whose idea was it? How did you decide to do it together? I'm very curious.
Sure. Writing is a skill that I'm very passionate about. I've been working with students for over 20 years, and writing is just a skill that so many students struggle with. In fact, research tells us that 70% of students struggle with writing, and students who are neurodivergent and who have learning challenges struggle even more. So it's something that I've been passionate about helping students develop. And then Sophie and I collectively put our heads together as I've told her all these stories about kids who struggle with writing, and she's noticed many of her peers have struggled with writing. And we thought about it and we realized that the scoring of writing has always been very subjective. A teacher needs to review writing, needs to give their opinion, give their own grade, and it's not really an objective process. So we thought with all of this new technology that's coming out, if we could apply it to the teaching of writing and give students an objective approach to scoring their writing and to getting that direct feedback, it's amazing what a difference it can make in helping students develop their writing. And so if you can talk a little bit more about the work, she's used the program a lot with many different students, and she's gotten such amazing feedback that kids enjoy the program. And most importantly, their writing has really improved, which is so exciting. But so if you feel free to chime in your thoughts about this.
Yeah, what made you want to get involved, Sophie? What was your motivation and inspiration?
I've really seen so many of my peers just not know how to write, and even through high school, there are students who struggle at my level, my grade, that just can't even write proper sentences, which made me think that I had to do something about it to fix it so that students wouldn't have to go through life without knowing how to write. So that's when I thought with my mom that we should start a program to help this.
So was it your idea originally?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So can you both be a little more specific with me about how this program helps neurodivergent students particularly?
One of the most important elements of the program is that the approach that we use for teaching writing is very structured and very systematic. We don't make any assumptions. It's all direct instruction, which is, of course, an approach that neurodivergent students respond well to. There's always a lesson that's introduced. We always have a model so that they know what the writing should look like and exactly how to do it, along with videos and different types of instruction. And then the students are given a tremendous amount of practice and repetition with every skill. And of course, students who are neurodivergent really benefit from that repetition in order to develop mastery. And then the other piece is we tie in a lot of multi-sensory approaches, multicolored highlighting, different types of brainstorm webs to bring in that multi-sensory piece. So I think it's really the fact that it's direct instruction, there's lots of repetition, and that multi-sensory component really makes it an amazing tool for neurodivergent students.
Do you want to add anything to that, Sophie?
Yeah, I've worked personally with many neurodivergent students, and I've really noticed that the multisensory approach, it really engages students, especially neurodivergent students. And also we have a reward system, which not only neurodivergent students, but all students love the rewards, which kind of keeps learning happy and them wanting to learn.
Okay, what is the rewards program? So and more particularly, you've given me kind of an overarching view of what the program is, but can you walk me through how students use the program? In other words, what it would look like if they signed on and actually started to utilize it and then get the reward?
It's a software program, so it works on a laptop, an iPad, any type of technology device. So students will begin by creating an account. They'll go to the program. It's www.writingmasteryprogram.com. So they go there, they can create an account, and from there they'll take a baseline assessment, and from there they'll be placed at one of 4 levels, either sentence structure, simple paragraphs, extended paragraphs, or 5-paragraph essays. And from there they'll be guided through activities, and they'll look at models and learn how to do whatever they're supposed to do. And then they'll be able to write their own pieces of writing. And so the reward system, how that comes into play. So their writing will be scored on a scale from 1 to 10 in stars. A student needs 20 stars to earn a prize, which is a sticker. And so they can go to their sticker board, and for every 20 stars they earn, they can choose a new sticker.
And it's amazing how kids, even the older kids, really like getting those prizes and earning those stickers. It's those little rewards really can help engage them.
Yeah, validation always helps. Have you used the program? I'm assuming, of course, you've used it, Sophie. Have you found that even though you're part of developing it, has that helped you develop and grow your own skills, just being involved on that level?
Yeah, definitely. And I think obviously I've used the program to make it better and everything, but also seeing how students write and what the students do, that really has helped my writing also. Even sometimes I'll use the program, I'll go onto the 5-paragraph essay level, and it's definitely helped me develop my 5-paragraph essay skills.
And I think something else that's really neat about the program is that, as we discussed, after student does each writing exercise, they're given direct feedback and they're given that score of 1 to 10 stars. And then there's a little section in the program where they can see their entire portfolio. So there's growth charts where they can see how they've progressed. And then underneath that, their whole portfolio of their baseline assessment with that score, and then each writing piece with its score and its feedback is right there. Also a great tool for parents and for teachers because there's an entire writing portfolio and they can literally see how the students progress from their baseline along throughout the course of the program.
Oh, very good. Very good. So You mentioned feedback, that you had gotten feedback before from those who have used the program. What kind of feedback have you gotten?
It's really all been positive. Students will say how much they love working with the program. At my school, I go to a K to 12 school, so students at my school, I work with them. And every time I come into the classroom, they're always so excited to get to work with it. I've worked at other learning centers, and same thing. Students are always so happy, so excited. And parents too. Sometimes I'll show the students' parents the program, and they're so amazed by it. The students will come home and work on it for homework. And the parents also give such positive feedback. They always say that it's very user-friendly. They don't usually struggle with the technology, and that it's very self-explanatory and really helps guide the students. And the parents love the program too.
All right. Is there anything else that you both would like to add about the program, about using the program, about stories that you want to share about people who've used the program? And I guess, what is the main takeaway you'd like our listeners to have from our conversation?
What I will say is that Sophie and I have actually presented research now twice at different conferences on the program. And as part of putting together our research study, we looked at samples of students writing from their baseline assessments and how they progressed. And there were several students that literally could not put together one cohesive sentence. And at the end of 8 weeks, they were writing full paragraphs that made sense, that were well written. And just seeing this concrete change is so empowering, especially for a skill that so many students struggle with, particularly divergent students who really have such difficulty getting their thoughts on paper. So it's really just heartwarming to see the growth in students writing from using this program. We'd love to have more and more kids using the program. So if anyone would like to mention this podcast, we're happy to give free subscriptions so that we can just try to help as many kids as we possibly can to improve their writing skills.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Emily. I'm sure that there are people who would want to take advantage of that, and that's very much appreciated. I want to thank you both again for your time and for sharing your wonderful story with us today about this terrific resource that you've created.
Thank you so much for having us. It's really been a pleasure, and we truly hope that more and more kids can improve their writing skills using Writing Mastery.
If you like what you hear, please subscribe to the podcast. You can find it on Apple iTunes, Amazon Music, Spotify, and other popular platforms. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And if you would like more information on this topic or anything else we've covered on the Autism Resource Podcast, visit us online at autismresourceproject.org/podcast. If you have a topic you'd like us to cover in the future, contact us through the website or comment on any of our social media channels. And be sure to check out our growing website often, since we are continually adding useful information and resources. I want to thank our listeners for spending part of their day with us. This is the Autism Resource Podcast, and I'm Gilda Evans, reminding you to take care of yourself and that special person in your life.